As we've heard today, university leaders have set out how they might bring students back to campus safely at the start of the autumn term. So what changes could there be?
According to the guidance, students might have to live in a protective bubble with people who are on the same courses to limit social mixing.
The plans also include blended learning with a combination of online lectures and smaller face-to-face classes.
Have a look at Fresh this week as well. That's likely to be scaled back with virtual events and meetings in small groups rather than large gatherings. And universities might introduce one-way systems across campuses to help with social distancing. Let's speak to our correspondent, Dan Johnson, who's at University of Leicester for us this morning. So, Dan, give us a sense of how this might work out in practice.
First off, breaking news, it's raining. What's that all about? That's a big change. But yeah, there are huge questions about what the future of university will actually look like and how campuses will adapt. This is the University of Leicester, and this is the main library building. There are 15,000 students normally on this campus. There would be hundreds coming through these doors to use the library. So how do you make this safe, socially distant? That's the cafe. There are huge questions to work out there. Look at the turnstiles to get into the library. How would you have hundreds of students in and out of there every day, but safely? Those are the sorts of questions faced by the boss here, Nishan. You've got a lot to work out, Nishan, and this is your first day back on campus, you were saying.
Indeed. I've not been on the campus since 23rd of March, so it's great to be back. But as you said, it's different without the students around.
And you've got huge challenges working out what university will look like next term.
Indeed, I think all the universities are facing the same challenge, and I think what we are doing is today sharing our plans for how do we start the next academic year, and we are launching our new scheme called Ignite, which provides a flexible, blended learning experience for our students, so where they can have a small class face-to-face teaching, and where there are large classes, they will get online teaching.
So there will be some face-to-face as well as online?
Yes, I think it is important. We can maintain social distancing guidelines through small-scale teachings for like 15 students or less. And I think it is important because I think when students come to university, they enjoy that face-to-face interaction with academics and fellow students.
Absolutely, and social life as well. There's this discussion of bubbles where students may live and study with the same people to stop them mixing. Are you looking at that?
We are. I think we have to, especially when we have to adhere to the social distancing guidelines. So we are looking at how we can create small cohorts, both in terms of the accommodation, but also some of the activities on campus, like the laboratory activity or the seminar classes. And to do that, we are also being very flexible and supporting the students with our accommodation packages. So normally, all our students will be guaranteed accommodation at the university with an annual contract. But given the uncertainty, we are providing a flexible contract for our students so they can choose between a weekly, monthly, termly, or an annual accommodation contract.
So they could be on campus for a bit and then working from home for a period?
Absolutely. So they can choose according to their needs, but also what we are providing on campus. But also, we don't know what the future might look like in terms of the lockdown, so it gives more flexibility to the students in their financing.
If that's the reality, do you think it's actually worth people coming to university and spending all that money?
I do think so, because I think all the universities, and particularly in Leicester, we have put a lot of effort to make sure students get a high-quality experience when they come here. So we are, where they are lacking some of that face-to-face contact, we are providing virtual digital learning experience. And I think they will benefit from that transition. And I think they're excited about joining a university, and we want to make it as easy as possible. But we understand we have to follow government guidelines.
OK, thank you very much. We're out of time. We know there are students considering their options, some looking to delay, perhaps defer. There are big decisions to be made at an impossible time, really, to be making what are life-defining decisions when there's so much uncertainty.